Today I'm heading over the river to Tombury. I'm going to take you to a cafe and museum in the old Portuguese community which runs back hundreds and hundreds of years, and it's really a place where time has almost stood still. It's the Baan Kudijeen Museum and Cafe. We can see here, we can see some of the signs out here. Postbox, closed Monday, so we're lucky it's Sunday. It's going to be shut tomorrow. A menu, and you can see we've got a shop and the museum, which is just upstairs. So I'm going to show you that museum, which traces Portuguese history in Thailand. So the cafe's really nice. It's kind of got an old tea room vibe to it. It's kind of pretty coolly laid out with like a bit of a garden. The menu's pretty basic. They've got coffee, they've got soft drinks, they've got snacks, that kind of thing, what you would expect. But there's one thing on the menu I want to get straight into, and I want to tick it off the list of things I want to show you today. Now for the big moment to try the signature dish of this community, Sapayak Ban. This is a bun with minced pork, chili and potatoes. It's a traditional Portuguese dish, so this was imported here hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and they are still making it and people are coming to try it out. So let's try this out. Let's see what this tastes like. Is it what it is cracked up to be? Not bad at all. From the shop to get to the museum, it's up a little flight of stairs. So let's go up and check out this museum. So let's read a quick history here, save me waffling through it. Over 500 years ago, the Portuguese are the first Western contingents that arrived in the Kingdom of Siam with a view to trade and establish diplomatic relations with Siam. They also joined the Siam armed forces and fought in battle. Hence the king awarded land grants to the Portuguese diaspora, enabling them to establish a Portuguese settlement, as well as constructing and consecrating a Christian church in Ayutthaya. The Portuguese community continued to prosper, and after the sack of Ayutthaya by the Burmese, they later settled in Tombury. Today, the descendants of the Portuguese diaspora live in a community known as Kudijeen community. So here's a floor plan of this museum over 2 floors, and it quite surprised you. Down a deep soy in a little building. Wow, this is quite a museum. And the museum kicks off with Portugal's glory days. We've got King Manuel I on the wall, Vasco da Gama, we've got a sailing ship. And the days when Portugal ruled the world and was a big power, a big trading power, a big armed power, and all the routes they used to sail around the world. Then we've got a traditional Thai longboat here. We've got a cathedral from Lisbon here where the sailors went for blessings before they set off. And lots of information starting with the Kingdom of Siam, the first Catholic church in Siam, and again a lot more. We've got cannons, we've got original uniforms, kind of a mock-up of the bow of a boat, guns, all sorts of stuff going on, reliving Portuguese history. And in a little soy house down a little soy street, it's not really what you expect. So the walls kind of tell the story about how Portugal, a great seafaring nation, a great trading nation, arrived in Siam, started trading, started buying, started selling, and then started establishing communities in Ayutthaya, where the Kingdom of Siam had its capital, bringing its religion, bringing its cultures, bringing its food, bringing all sorts of things with it. And it tells a story again about how Ayutthaya was sacked by the Burmese, and then they resettled in Tombury, where the king recreated a new capital right here. And because the Portuguese had helped defend Ayutthaya, He owed them a favour and he gave them a plot of land, their own section of land to live on. And their community built up and they built churches, they built food places, the whole Portuguese culture built up here. And it blended with Siam. So you had that whole Siam Portuguese blending together of culture, and that kind of story is recreated here, and it's pretty interesting as well. And we've got a few other details here, the food that they brought with them and the plants that the Portuguese brought, the fruits and the vegetables, quite a lot as well. So these guys have an outsized influence in Siam. Here's the kingdoms back in the 18th century, and now we'll go up and look at the top floor. And as we go upstairs, we've got more of the story going on. We've got here, we've got where Ayutthaya was recaptured, and here we've got the capital established in Thonburi, and you can see the Kudijeen community over here, right near the Grand Palace and other important things. And we start with the Kudijeen community story. And let's have a quick read of that as well, how it got here. So in 1767, King Taksin established a new capital in Thonburi, and he allowed the Chinese from Ayutthaya to settle in a community above the Kudijeen Canal, and the Chinese monastery allowed Portuguese soldiers from Ayutthaya who joined the independence war to settle below in what we call Baan Kudijeen. In 1768, he granted this land to the Portuguese, the village of Our Lady Rosary. In 1769, he granted more land to Father Correa, who built the Santa Cruz Church, which is the heart of the community. So let's walk upstairs, because on the top floor, what we've got is a recreation of life in those days. So we've got a lot of information about the establishment of this community. We've got a lot of baptismal records from the last century, in fact the century before. And here is the first church. It's a wooden church on stilts. Then we've got the second church, which is made of bricks and mortar, and it's got very much a Thai traditional roof. And finally we've got the third church, Church of Santa Cruz, that was built in 1916. And we've got a lot of coins here. We've got more coins here. We've got pictures on the wall. We've got a picture here in 1926, almost a century ago, people playing musical instruments. We've got the Pope with King Rama IX up on the wall there as well. And inside here, we've got really what a house was like, what daily life was like. We've got all the Catholic monuments here as well, a lot of Mary's statues here, implements, we've got spices, we've got oils, we've got these things for smashing food, we've got weighing scales, we've got more stones for bashing things, we've got baskets to put food in, and you can see all around it's all implements of what life was like. And here we've got crockery, glass bottles as well, and smaller things like teapots and plates. And here we have a dinner laid out, which to be honest looks a very Thai style dinner. So this is kind of a house from those days. I've got no air conditioning up here as well, just fans. So again, it's very authentic. So finally, let's go and look on the top deck. We can go and see the view over this community. We've got a really small little balcony on top, and you can see how tightly packed this community is and how right on the river it is as well. This is absolutely packed in. And we get a pretty good view up here. My eye's going to be squinting, sorry, because the sun is burning down, and we can see the whole community squashed in. You can't see a space between houses, it's that tightly packed. Just over here you can see a really old wooden house. Behind me you can see the Santa Cruz Church sticking up there, one of the towers. And on this side you can see a big temple. The fans are surprisingly effective when you've been outside for a few minutes. So certainly life in the old days when the fan had been invented wasn't too bad. But before the fans, it must have been baking hot here. And I think that's actually the museum done now. Actually, before we come out, we've got another little room, and this has got some Catholic mementos. This cross also has quite a famous story to it, because in 1934, the Pontiff met a captain from the Royal Thai Navy in Italy, at the Vatican, I should say, and he gave him this cross, which happened to be sitting on his desk. So that is quite a souvenir to rock back home with. The cafe is very nice and extensive. It's got this little outdoor astroturfed area you can see with plants all the way around, a little bit of an atrium style here. And then we've got another section of this traditional house. The cafe part continues over here. Looks really, really nice as well. All these seats out here to sit in. And you've got a fish pond with fish, of course. I've got a statue of Mary over there as well. The Catholic background to here. Another little bit of a museum section going on here also. So quite a lot going on. Quite a nice place, and they can accommodate quite a lot of people. And I really like these tiles on the floor of the cafe as well. They're really, really nice. I don't know the exact name for them, but that's very traditional style. We've got a lot of mementos here of Thailand life and Portuguese life blending together. You can see the Lisbon trams here. You can see the traditional style Thai bus here. And you can see a tuk-tuk there. But really a pure sign of Thailand, although you're watching my wrong channel here, a GTR R35. That's pretty Thai.